Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome, race fans, to another edition of Got Dirt, the dirtiest hour on Amped Up Race Radio. I'm Jason Neely. I've got my co-host Josh Plant in studio with me, and we're back live again on Sunday night, Josh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another great weekend of racing has went down.
Yes, sir. We had a lot of big racing going on around Middle Tennessee here. We're expecting a call from Brian BIRKHOFER at any time. Hopefully, on his end he'll come through, and maybe we'll hear from him here in just a few minutes. So what went on over to Duck Friday night?
Man, the Duck Friday night, it turned out to be a great show. Man, they had 36 Southern Regional. Well, it's a Southern Regional race, racing series. Man, it turned out to be a great one. It had 36 Super Late models signed in, and let's see, you had the likes of Ronnie Lee Hollingsworth, and of course, the Miller and everybody else out there, and it turned out great. Tanner English and Jay Brinkley and all of them out there, and we had I forget who sat fast time, but it was Ronnie Lee. He walked off and left the show. I mean, he led just about every lap, I believe.
Yeah, I know your last year's SRS champion, Josh Putnam, was there. This year's points leader, Riley Hickman, was there. Yeah, just an awesome show. Yeah, I mean, and then they go back.
It speaks volumes for what what kind of caliber drivers we got just in our region here. I mean, you take a Friday night show is kind of unheard of basically around here, but it's kind of a deal to where it worked out great. You had 36 of them come in there. Like I said, Ronnie Lee and Riley Hickman, the Putnam, and Miller, and Brandon, and the Boucher. They all came out, and it was great. I mean, it was an awesome show.
Right, and we just got a caller. I believe that's Brian on the line with us. So let me plug him through real quick. Is Brian BIRKHOFER on the line with us?
Yeah. How you doing, guys?
We're doing great, man. How are you doing tonight?
I'll just relaxing, watching a little football. My wife just reminded me, and I think I'm about 10 minutes late calling in.
No, you're fine. You're fine, Brian. We won't keep you very long. We know your time's valuable to you, but we wanted to congratulate you on your second World 100 win. Also,
yeah.
You did great this weekend too. Third place finish at the Knoxville Nationals. That's a big 3-day show there. So.
Yeah, it was a solid weekend. Obviously, you want to win, or at least win one of the nights. But I mean, we got the race close to home, made over about $12,000. So for me, racing for a living, it worked out fine. And we're still riding high from the World 100 somewhat, but each week is a new week, so you kind of leave that where it is and think about the next one.
Right on. Josh, do you have any questions off the top of your head for Brian there?
No, man, I was just going to say I was up the World 100 seeing you, man. It was one of those deals where it was hard to beat you up there. You just got in your own zone and just checked out on it. It was a great show, and I was just wondering if you was going to be heading down to Wynot like you have in the past couple years.
That's actually the next my next race. We're planning on coming back to Wynot. I've had the track's always been fun. It's a fun place. It's really racy for the most part. The times I've been there, Rodney's a good guy to come, support the rest of the guys down there. So that'll be there. Then we'll probably go to the Fort Smith dirt track race, and then I don't know yet. We'll just have to kind of see how the year goes after that. So,
right, Brian. We're out of Tennessee. We're over here in Tennessee.
Yep.
For the fans over here. They want to know, how did you get started in racing? Are you like a first generation racer, second generation? How did you get started in racing?
Well, my dad actually started driving back the year I was born, which is 40 years ago. So, and then he retired from racing probably 10 or so ago, I guess. I kind of lost track now, but just being around my whole life, you know, and finally, when I was 16 years old, I was, I don't know if I was hanging out with the wrong guys or something. My dad said, hey, I got you a car, we're going to go racing. So he, you know, once I got that in my blood, man, it was, you know, I kind of didn't get in much trouble from there on out, and, you know, just concentrate on racing all the time.
Right.
Just one of the things I really enjoyed to do, and didn't really realize I was going to try to make a living doing it, but here I've been doing it, 12, 14 years now, I guess.
Yeah, a fun way to make a living too. I mean, especially if you can do it for a living. I mean, that's an awesome way to spend your life racing.
Well, I think sometimes the biggest thing is sometimes it probably maybe I have a couple more wins under my belt if I had a car where I didn't worry about the financial part of it all the time, but I enjoy the way we race, you know, not point racing as far as that either, because I can avoid races that I don't want to go to maybe, or, you know, tracks that maybe I don't have success at, I don't have to go, you know, and try to capitalize on the places that we run well, and, you know, try to do it that way.
Right. So you for all our fans out there, you really don't follow a set like Lucas Oil or World Outlaw. You just kind of pick and choose your races and go where you feel like you perform.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it's, you know, we'll kind of make a schedule pretty much at the beginning of the year, and we'll stick to it probably 85% of the time. But, you know, there's when you get a thread of rain somewhere and they got a World Outlaw here and Lucas here or something, and it looks like it might rain one place, and we might change our schedule from there. But other than that, it's just a matter of, you know, just getting our schedule out, making it to where the places that I think we're going to run well, places I enjoy to go race, and the money's good, and go from there.
What would you say is your favorite track?
I mean, there's several tracks I like, and then there's tracks that I've been to that I hated, and then we went back again, and the track was a lot better. You know, the track prep, and just the surface was a lot better, and I liked it, you know, the second time around. So it's kind of hard to get one track that I love, but Knoxville is really a trying one. I really like Knoxville. I mean, obviously, I grew up in West Liberty, Iowa, which is about 25 miles from where I live here, and that's where I grew up. Big flat half mile. So, you know, Knoxville was a lot like it. And right now, I'd have to say Knoxville is, but I mean, Eldora's always been one of them that's the aura is always there, no matter what. There's just this big time aura in the crowd, and they don't get you pumped up going there. You know, in Knoxville, the crowd was a lot better this week too. So, you know, I enjoy Cedar Lake as well. I mean, I can sit here and rant and rave about a lot of them, but you know, just a good track service that you can actually race. That's probably my favorite.
Right. How did you become such a big Steelers fan? You've been a Steelers fan all your life. I know this isn't race related, but I know your helmet. You usually wear a Steelers helmet and everything. You know.
Yeah. It's been, you know, you have good and bad years. So, it's just, well, if you ever seen the Iowa Hawkeyes play when you're 3, 4, 5 years old, your college team is pretty much dressed like the Sunday, and the Steelers in the 70s were pretty good. So it was fun to be a Steelers fan. There was a lot of down years, and here they're pretty good here the last decade, but this year's one of them, and I yell and throw things at the TV. So
I was about to say we can't say nothing here. We're in Tennessee, and we got colleges and everything that suck around here. So
yeah, I got a couple. You know, I got some friends from down there that said Tennessee's struggling this year, and then I watched the Titans today. And yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah, they're playing awful, man. They was playing terrible. I ain't even talk about them. But Josh, do you have anything else for Brian? I know his time's real valuable to him. We're not going to keep him very long.
Yeah, I just want to ask, whenever you feel like do you like the big small tracks, or do you like the big long flat tracks, or like the bull rings, or here and around here what we're used to? I know whenever we.
Well, I actually like coming down there. I like coming down there and racing them races. I've been doing it long enough that I think what my skill set, or however you would say, is kind of already determined, or it's already built into me. I can't really go and say, oh, I'll just get better here or there. But I when I come to their places, it kind of helps keep me sharper. Maybe I don't know, just help myself do some things to the car and then get some comfort. But I really enjoy just going and racing, big flat tracks, because it's kind of like second nature, because that's what I grew up on. So I still want guys, when you grow up racing your first 5-6 years of your career at one track, I just think that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's, guys that stick to one track week in and week out don't get to travel out around and try different tracks. It's you kind of get spoiled to that one track, and then whenever you do venture out to another track, you're kind of out, I wouldn't say in left field, but your learning curve there. You're not learning that you're not going to different tracks.
Yeah, so, I think that's the biggest thing is when I started traveling, I'm thinking 97 or so it's 14, 15 years ago. I started traveling a little bit more, and then the next year we traveled more, and then the next year, that helped me. The biggest thing is just to get the different track conditions. Then obviously, if you're gonna race out, like we do, you got to get on some open tires and then race against some of the best guys or the best guys in the sport. And that just you got to bring your level up to be better or to beat them guys outright. And then when you go back home and race, either a weekly show or just local shows, it just makes you that much better.
Yeah. Now, some of our fans are listening here. Now, they may not know that you and or Jimmy Mars, y'all build the MB2 custom. Now, y'all still got guys still doing that also?
Yeah. They're still manufacturing, and they're getting into building a modified car now, which I think has been a big success. And they're more in the sales business of it. I don't really do a whole lot. I mean, I try to put whatever input I have, as far as updates or engineering or just stuff I'm doing with my car that Jim and them take into consideration. But I mean, they're the guys that are actually kind of doing the sales part. I want to race a few more years, and before I really get down into wanting to sell cars, and doing stuff like that. But that's one of the things that he's already, Jim's always wanted to do, is be build cars and do something like that. Him and his brother, and they're doing it. And I'll take my stab at it sometime. But I think I need to put all my effort into the actual racing part of it, and I just think it makes me better, more sharper.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that they're not sharp, but I just try to stay consistent and go from there.
Now, my photographer, Jerry Plant, he caught you up the World 100 in Victory Lane, and he really enjoys, the family aspect of it, and that's what we like to see is, a lot of guys keep part of their family into their program, and it was pretty cool to catch you and your boys in Victory Lane, and it's just one of those proud moments.
Yeah. I mean, well, I try to spend as much time as I can with my kids, because I just see, there's a lot of, not necessarily a ton of racers, but there's just a lot of guys that probably didn't get to spend as much time with their kids, as their careers went. And, I watched Bob Pierce show up there this weekend. I've seen him many times this year, with little Bobby going around. And maybe someday that'll be me with one of my kids. I just want to make sure that they know their dad, and I'm trying to make them the best, best kids that they can be, and have a good head on their shoulders, so when they get older, they can be, more successful, or whatever I end up being. I want them to be twice as good, or, twice as successful, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, they got a good foundation, man. It's just good to see y'all out and doing things like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to have them there. At one point, the week before, they weren't going to come, so I'm glad they got to come and stand up in Victory Lane again.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got an 11-year-old nephew that thinks you hang the moon, Brian. He's a big Brian BIRKHOFER fan. We don't get to see a lot over here in the Tennessee area. He other than Randy Weaver, he's a big Randy Weaver fan too. I can say comes down between you and Randy Weaver as being his favorite.
Yeah, I know
Randy.
Randy. I know Randy. He gets up on a wheel, man. I watch him race. There's no slack there.
Yeah, he's leading the Southern All-Stars series right now. So it looks like he's on his way to another championship in that. So, but
It's good to hear. He's a good guy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Brian, you've been an awesome guest. We're not going to take no more of your time. We appreciate you coming on the show. And,
well, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Good luck to you, and thanks to all the fans for tuning in, and thanks for all the supporters of Brian BIRKHOFER and buying T-shirts and stuff. Believe me, everything helps.
Definitely. Do you have any sponsors you want to thank, or crew members or anything while we're on that?
I just obviously thank my wife and for keeping me straight. My wife Alyssa, and then Zach, my pit crew guy, helping me where I'm wanting to keep racing. I don't want to retire every year. Once a year, I feel like I want to retire the last couple. So, thank him for coming along and being good support. And Fred and T-Ray, my two dudes that keep everything clean and shiny.
Awesome deal. Josh, do you have anything else?
That's it, man. We appreciate you coming on and look forward to the next race.
Okay, boys. Thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you, man. Folks, that was Brian BIRKHOFER, your World 100 winner, two-time World 100 winner, I'm sorry, and finished third in the Knoxville Nationals this weekend. That's an awesome guest there, Josh.
Yeah, Brian, he's got a pretty good resume. You know, you get him at the track, you know, he's hands-on, and, you know, not only that, he's a card. He's just fun to be around, and just a cool dude.
Definitely a very nice guy. Now, we was talking, right when he called in, we was talking a little bit about what went on at the Duck this weekend, and we was talking, Ronnie Lee Hollingsworth won the SRS 3000 to win. Now, Saturday night, the very next night, they went to, not the SRS, but just it was called the Rebel 40.
Yeah, the Winchester Speedway's Rebel 40, and, man, he started 7th and came, you know, to the front with about, I think it's 7 laps to go. They had 2 cautions there toward the end, and he got up on the high side, and he got the lead. But, you know, Chad Winkles, he led every lap of it for all 39 laps. But Ronnie Lee Hollingsworth got him there on the end. I think, let's see, Ronnie Lee was first, and Chad Winkles was second, and David Gentry was third. Down in the middle was fourth. I mean, it was a good race. Winchester Speedway had, you know, it's a packed house, and, you know, pits full of cars, and Western Allen had the track surface. It was just a great, perfect night almost.
And we've got another caller just called in right now. I'm going to plug them through. It may be Carnell Parker, our next guest. Let's see who this is. Who do I got online with me, caller?
This is Bob Harris.
Bob Harris. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
This is
Bob, how you doing tonight?
How am I doing?
Yes, sir.
I just got through eating some dinner and logged on y'all's thing here. Thought I'd give you a call.
We heard y'all had a big, huge turnout Friday night at Duck River Motorsports Raceway Park. Bob is the new owner of this place. Duck River Speedway's been around for a long time, but like I say, Bob's the new owner and doing a lot of nice things over there, and the track looks totally different and doing a good job over there. Bob, what all you got going on over there? I know you had a big race coming up November.
Well, we got 10,000 to win coming November 16th, 17th, 2-day show, but Friday night we run a SRS deal down there, 3,000 to win, and I was impressed by all the cars that showed up. We had a awesome racetrack for them to race on. They were running 3 abreast, and Ronnie Lee Hollingsworth kind of dominated the race, but he had an awesome race car. He even broke track records down there, which impressed me. That just tells you there's a good racetrack there to race on for them cars when you start breaking the records.
Yeah, definitely fast. I know the last couple of years there, the track record was held by Jay Brinkley for a long time, and last couple of years there's been somebody break it. So it's definitely fast over there, getting faster. So.
Right. Josh, who had the track record? You remember?
It was Bud McCool. He had it last April in 2011 with it was a 12.494, and he come in there and then Ronnie Lee come in there this past weekend and pretty much blistered it. The track is getting faster, and not only the track's getting faster, the racing. Like Bob said, it's 3 wide, and not only with this past weekend, I mean, the few races has went down this year, man. There's been last lap passes. It's just been awesome.
Definitely has.
The racetrack, I bought this thing in July. I had not a clue of what I was getting into. I've always been owning the race cars and traveling up and down the road with Case Boat and Randy Weaver, and I've had Jack Boggs, just Dale McDowell, and I'll Terry English. I've had them all in my cars. But when I bought that racetrack, I didn't have a clue what kind of work was involved in them things. And we work down there all the time on it, and it tails off on Saturday nights or whenever we race what we're doing to the place, because it just keeps getting better and better.
I totally agree. I mean, the first night I went back after you guys had bought it and did a little work over there on it. I was amazed at how much prettier the place was. Just in looks wise, much less the racing.
Right. And also, I've had the guys that come down do soil testing on it, because I'm getting ready to build a 40 by 100 bathrooms that serves the pits and the grandstand areas. There'll be brand new bathrooms built this winter.
That'd be super nice.
Right. And then when I get the bathrooms done, I'm also going to build a new concession stand and towers, and try to start putting things where get more modern like the other racetracks are, instead of just running behind the times,
Right. Well, maybe we can maybe me and Josh can get with you, and when you have some big races next year, maybe we can come broadcast live from there,
Well, I'm hoping Kathy's got a meeting with Fox News this coming week, where we can start putting some stuff on television and advertising there, because I know Duck River is a great racetrack. Everybody just keeps on. The more that people come and talk to me about it, the more I want to work on it. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
As long as they keep doing that with me, it just makes me go that much harder. And that's my goal, is to make it the dirt track for Middle Tennessee. And
we're behind you 100%. I know we want all the tracks in the area to be successful, but man, my heart's at Duck. I love Duck River. It's one of my favorite tracks in the world to go to. Josh, what else you got to say?
That's the thing, we just want to help build it and make it the premier place. I mean, history of it itself speaks for its volumes, but the future, like Bob said, he's going to modernize it and just make it the premier place to be.
I want that place to be known for any racer to come to. World Outlaws, Lucas Oil, I don't care what they're doing. I want them to come there, enjoy themselves, and when they leave, if they're still in their mind, and they come back. Right. I'm not running a racetrack where people come and they never want to come back. I want them to have the experience where, hey, I'll go down there anytime, and that's my goal.
And that Friday night is a big race, on November 16th. You're going to have some live entertainment there too, right?
Raising Cane will be playing on Friday night after the races for anybody that stays over. And it's more of just trying to promote the racetrack and to give these people that's going to be staying over something to do that night, because I know after the races they sleep there, and you got all day the next day to, where you're not doing anything other than working on your race car. So it's kind of, and then the Friday and Saturday morning, there'll be a free breakfast for anyone that wants to come there. So I'm going to try to do a pretty good deal in between Friday and Saturday for the racers and the fans.
We got a caller just called in. They may have a question for you, Bob. I'm not sure. Well, let me see what they want here. Who I got on line with here? Who I got here? Hello, caller. Caller, you're on live. Maybe they don't want to talk.
Oh, they got stage fright.
I mean, they got a little stage fright. Here's another one. We got another caller just called in. Caller, you got a question? Hello, caller. They hung up too.
Well,
maybe they didn't want to talk either. They got a little stage fright too.
there's something that I wanted to announce is next year Duck River is going to start its own points fund to spread out at the end of the season. We're going to take, for instance, we'll just use a pit pass. $1 from each pit pass that's took in at the gate will go into a fund. And monthly it'll be posted to what that fund is. And at the end of the year, after everything's said and done, at the banquet, that fund will be broke down to every class, and they will get that money separated in between all the classes.
Right. That sounds like a neat deal. There's another caller just called in. We're expecting a call from Carnell Parker any time. Now, maybe this is him. Hold on. Go ahead, caller. Who do I got on line with me here?
Yeah, I was just wondering, the race Bob is going to have the 16th and 17th. I heard rumor that it was going to be open tire, little spoiler, and we run around here, and I was just wondering if I could find out from him, because I've heard so many things. Thanks.
What I'm looking at there is when I first started that deal and we were trying to put something together, I was going to do a open tire rule. But after talking to a lot of the drivers that support Duck River and that races at these local racetracks, it would probably be turning against them to open up a tire rule, making them have to buy tires to qualify on, because that would be the trick. So I'm probably going to put a tire rule on it like it's always been down there. But the spoiler deal, I hadn't made a decision on yet. But the tire rule, I'm probably going to have what we're used to running down there as a tire rule.
Right. I know we had a couple guests that said if you run the 8-inch spoilers in that race, they're definitely going to be here for that race. So I don't know where you guys stand on the 8-inch spoiler rule, but that's just a little feedback that we've got so far on the show from a couple of guys that run a couple of the bigger series. So here's another caller. We got another caller. Let's see who this is online with us here. Caller.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, is this Carnell?
Yes, it is. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. We got Bob Harris online with us right now. He's just going over that few things about the 10,000 win race over there at Duck River coming up November 16th and 17th. So
Carnell's coming, ain't he?
Yeah, I'm planning on being there.
Well, y'all go ahead and talk to Carnell. I knew he was coming on the show. I just thought I'd give you a holler. Anything you need from me, don't hesitate to call me. And I appreciate y'all having me on tonight.
We appreciate you coming on, Bob. You come on anytime you want to. You can come on here every week if you want to and tell what all you got going on. It don't bother us a bit.
All right, and hello to you, Carnell.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Thank you, Bob.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, Josh, we got Carnell Parker online with us, and that's our next guest. We've had Brian BIRKHOFER on here already, Carnell. And Bob Harris, man, it's already been a good show. But tell us what all you got going on over there at Clarksville. I know you're the points leader right now. How many races you got left over there, one or two?
We still, the points are going to be over October 27th. It'll be our last points race at Clarksville. And right now, I've just got a small lead over. I think it's 48 points, I believe. And hopefully we can just stay out in front and keep doing what we're doing and ended up winning them things.
Yeah, you had a pretty good finish last night, didn't you? You finished third, didn't you?
Yeah, we started third in the feature, and it was the track was just one lane right around the top. It's hard to pass last night. We just kind of fell in line and started third and finished third.
Right. local fans around here, here in Middle Tennessee, they want to know how did CARNELL Parker get involved in the racing? Are you a second generation racer, first generation, or how'd that come about?
My dad drag raced back in the late 70s, I guess, and he started dirt track racing probably, I don't know, it was around the middle 70s. And I started driving a 4-cylinder Outlaw Mini Modified in, I think, 1981, 82 maybe. And we started running super late models in 80, oh gosh, I think 83 or 84. It's been a pretty good while.
Right. Now you had a lot of the fans don't realize that, but back when you was running the Southern Regional Racing Series at one time, you had a pretty bad accident, nearly cost you your career, didn't it?
Yeah, we were down at Boyd Speedway running the SRS race there, and just a freak accident. You know, we were on qualifying heat. I was behind David Gentry and Robert Stutz, and they had got together a little bit, and I drove around them on the outside and going down in turn 3. The caution light come on about the time I rolled out of the gas, and I think either a strut or a ball joint broke, and we flipped it several times, but yeah, the outcome wasn't very good.
At least you're around to talk about it and still able to race.
Yeah.
You know? That's a good positive thing about that. So.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. You know, so.
Josh, do you have anything for CARNELL?
No, I was just going to say about that wreck. I was going to ask him about that. But you already touched base on him. And how long did it take you to recuperate from that? And, you know, it didn't. You took the rest of the year off, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. When did that happen? It was in August, I guess. I didn't go back to racing till Father's Day the next year, 2010. So I was off probably 6-8 months.
And what sort of injury did you have? Was it a broken neck or broken back, or what exactly was it?
Yeah, I broke a C6 and C7 vertebrae in my neck, and I was pretty lucky. They said it was pretty close to being paralyzed, or even the other, you know. So
right,
I was pretty fortunate in that. And I had a good surgeon, good group of doctors down in Chattanooga there at Erlanger, so they got me fixed back up, and I'm back doing what I love to do.
That's right.
We're glad to hear that.
Now,
you know. Go ahead, Josh.
Now, Clarksville, your home track, correct?
Yes, it is.
Maybe many laps in there. Now, what other tracks you like to hit besides Clarksville?
We, you know, I've traveled over the years and stuff, and I've run a lot of good racetracks, but I'm going to have to say my favorite racetrack has been Columbus, Mississippi, there at Johnny Stokes' place. And that's really a good racetrack. I really like racing there. I like Meridian there at Wynot, you know.
Yeah, that's a different little beast down there, isn't it? The one that Rodney Wayne's got.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice facility. But you know, running. I really like Duck River. I like Winchester. You know, I hadn't really been to a bad racetrack, I don't guess. But I've had fun doing what I do. So.
Right. I like Johnny Stokes down there in Mississippi as well. I mean, I like that's a good little bull ring there. Definitely a good racetrack. He definitely knows how to keep a racetrack up as well. I'm a little favorite to. I show favoritism to the Duck, but that's right here in my backyard too. So.
Oh yeah. I know. Hey, Duck River's a good racetrack. I guess since Bob's took it over, he's made a lot of good changes in it. From what I've been told, I ran the first night they opened back up. We didn't run as good as we wanted to, but hopefully we're going to try to go back.
Yeah, we hope to see you in November up there. You know, when they have that 10,000 win race, we hope to see you there. I mean, I'm making plans on being there. I hope a lot of the fans out there are too. You know, that's definitely a well of a show, and you know, he's trying his best, you know, to do what he can with that place, you know, and I think he's going to succeed. And I like going there. I like going to Winchester. I like coming to Clarksville as well. I know Clarksville puts on a good show as well. So
yeah, it's you know, it's a pretty good racetrack too. You know, it gets a little exciting there every now and then, but you know, that's part of racing, I guess.
Oh yeah, Clarksville always produces some great racing up there. I've been up there several times.
It's a little different.
Yeah, it's different too.
It's clay. It's a clay surface, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a clay surface compared to a lot of the ones around here. Are not quite that red of clay.
Right. It's you know, it's good when it's slick, and man, it's fast when it's tacky.
I heard that.
You know, I think this year, if I ain't mistaken, little Tanner English, it's either him or Caleb Ashby, one or two. They running like 11.8. So that's pretty quick for that place.
Right. Who would you say is your toughest competitor over there at would it be the Englishes? I know the English has been coming there quite a bit this year, or over the last couple of years.
Terry and Tanner, they're hard to beat over there. Caleb, you know, he runs good over there.
Caleb's tough.
You know, Dylan White, when he comes down, he's somebody to deal with. Jeff Walston. It's somebody different just about every week, you know.
Tony Albright, did he retire?
Yeah, he did. I hated to see it because he was a tough competitor too. But you know, I guess after doing it as long as he did, he was ready to quit.
Yeah, he'd been around the Middle Tennessee racing world for years and years and years. You know, I remember him as when I was a little child going to races. You know.
Yeah, he was always tough. He was always
anytime I've been up there, you look at the wall, you know, just the way the track champion there. He's a multi-time track champion.
Yeah, I think Tony probably won it 14, 15 times.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He was pretty tough there.
He was pretty sporty wherever he went, you know. Him and Jeff Purvis. You know, Purvis wasn't no slouch either from up that way.
No, Jeff wasn't. If Jeff was still doing it today, he'd be right up there with the, you know, Moyers and Blomquist, I believe.
Yeah, that was awful, that wreck he had back when he was doing the StormPay.com. When he had that wreck down in Alabama, you know, he was making that comeback on dirt, doing the Crate Motor Series thing, and he had that bad wreck, and I followed his career. That's one of my favorite dirt track drivers of all time, is Jeff Purvis, and that number 15 is famous in my book, you know, and he's in the Dirt Track Hall of Fame and whatnot, and he made the step up to I guess even he made the step up to NASCAR level, and had a few bad wrecks and whatnot, and was trying to make a comeback, and then ended up having a wreck in his hauler, and you know, that was awful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that pretty much wound it up for him, I believe. You know, I hated to see it, but you know, it's just.
Yeah, it's awful.
It was a bad deal.
Josh, you have anything else for CARNELL? I know these guys' time is precious to them. You know, I don't want to take up all their time, but what else you got for CARNELL?
What does CARNELL Parker do for fun outside of racing?
Oh man, nothing really. I enjoy riding my motorcycle. That's my little getaway time, I guess. So, but racing's it. You know, I enjoy doing
racing.
Yeah, I like it. Been doing it a long time, so you know I enjoy doing what I do, and I know I'm getting up there in age, but.
If you had some advice you could give, some of these younger drivers that are coming up, like a Caleb Ashby, you know, I know he's a.
Well, you know, I've always said, you know, if you're gonna start and run late model, that's what you need to start out in. But that crate series is a good stepping stone to get in, so you can figure out the car and figure out what it does, and then, but if you want to run late models, that's what you need to be doing, I believe. So.
What would you say is the biggest challenge to I would say mastering a late model, for the younger generation that's trying to get into it? Or what's the biggest challenge to learning?
I guess the speed and the horsepower. I mean, when I first started driving, it was amazing to me how fast you could go on dirt, and but it's the horsepower to me is the thing you got to get used to. I've drove both, the crates and the open motors, and with the crate, you just got to get up on the wheel and drive it because you don't have the horsepower there when you get out of shape to correct it, and that's just, to me, that's the big difference in the two is the horsepower. Just getting used to it.
Okay, guys, I keep talking there for a second, so I was lost for about the last couple of minutes. I'm glad you guys kept talking, but like I had a technical difficulty here. I got kicked offline, but I'm back now. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'm online for the last couple of minutes, so I called from away, and I realized that the computer shut down for a minute. So you guys, shut away yourself for a couple of minutes.
That's cool. So, yeah, like Carnell said, the horsepower, I would say it's probably the hardest thing to get used to, and the difference between the two cars.
Right.
Yeah.
We hope we can give you a call back, Carnell, and here in about the end of October, 1st November, and maybe be the defending champion.
Oh yeah, I hope so too. That'll be.
We don't want to jinx you on that, but we don't want to jinx you on that by no means. But we hope you win your points championship over there at Clarksville.
Yeah, well, me too. It'll be something else, but it is what it is. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Hopefully, I can stay out front there.
Yeah, we hope we wish you luck, and we're having a few technical problems here. I am with the show right now with the soundboard and whatnot, so I'm gonna go ahead and thank you for being on the show. Do you have any sponsors or anything you want to plug or anything right now, or any crew members or anything you want to thank?
I need to thank all my crew and definitely my sponsors, the Electric Cowboy, KMF Race Engines, Volunteer Concrete, the Idlewild Club of Clarksville, Budweiser, Action Suspension, Doe's Cycle Shop, the P-Patch. I got to thank all them because if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do what I do.
I heard that. Josh, you have anything else real quick?
No, that's it, man. We're just going to wish you luck on your championship run there at Clarksville Speedway, and good luck at your next race, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
We thank you, Thanks, Carnell, for coming on. We're glad to have you back. If you want to come back on the show here in a couple months or whatever, or a month or so, we'll be glad to have you back. So.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
I'll be talking to you. All right. Thank y'all.
All right, brother.
You're welcome, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you.
That was Carnell Parker, fans, leading the UMP Super Late Models over at Clarksville, Tennessee. Like I said, their season's about to wrap up. They got a couple races left. We hope him the best. Hope he ends up being the points champion over there. Josh, you have any other announcements to make? Well, I'm having a few problems with the soundboard here. We've had a pretty good show so far until right here at the very end, and then all of a sudden I started having some difficulties with this soundboard. Something we need to
work out. It's kind of quiet. I think at Winchester Speedway they don't have anything scheduled up this upcoming weekend, and then I think Duck River's taking off, and I don't know definite what Thunder Hill. I'm pretty sure they're going to race, but I'm not sure what exactly what they're going to do. And let's see, just hit your local dirt track if you can, or get out and travel to some of these bigger shows. And like I said last week, if people in racing or anything like that is wanting to get out and learn the new things, items and stuff that's going to be coming out in 2012. You need to get registered for the International Motorsports Show. They're in Indianapolis.
Also, if there's anybody out there that interested in helping sponsor the show, we definitely will make an offer. Present you with an offer. We feel like we got reasonable prices on advertising on the show. We got a couple things in the works with a couple different companies. Hopefully they'll come through for us. If not, then we'll keep trucking. We'd love to be plugging somebody on here live. With a commercial. So, but Josh, I believe we had another successful week.
Yeah, if folks want to go kind of down memory lane of some races and stuff that JP Motorsports has been to, you can look us up on Facebook at JP Motorsports Promotions. And we got 35 albums, everything from, this past weekend stuff, Rebel 40, there's Lucas Oil, World Outlaws, World 100 pictures, things on there. If JP Motorsports Promotions can do you any good as far as websites or, flyers, anything like any type of publicity things that you might need, just give me a call. My website's www.jpmpromote.com. Or like me, or like JP Motorsports Promotion on Facebook. Look the pictures, tag.
Right on with that. Also, you can find us on Facebook as well. At Got Dirt, the Dirtiest Hour, on Amped Up Radio. Also, you can find us on YouTube. Got Dirt iRadio. Be glad to have you follow us on Blog Talk Radio. For now, Amped Up is working on a studio in Murfreesboro. Hopefully, we'll be able to move to something a little nicer on down the road here in the next month or so, and we won't be having these difficulties with the soundboard and whatnot. Hopefully, and I think it's been another successful week. I know next week on the show, next Sunday night, we have two big guests that are in the Southern Regional Racing Series. We have the points leader right now, which is Riley Hickman, the R1 of Riley Hickman, and the last year's points champion, or series champion, and second in the points this year, Josh Putnam will be on with us. So,
cool.
Sounds like another big lineup for us next week. We hope you all tune back in, and that's all I got, buddy.
That's it, man. It's another good show. Good talking to Brian BIRKHOFER and Carnell Parker and Bob Harris coming on the show. Plugging his, just it's great things. Racing's in our blood, and we can't get it out. What we're gonna do when the winter shuts us down for a month or so?
I don't know. We'll come up with something, won't we?
That's right. We'll find the dirt somewhere, won't we?
We sure will. That's all I got.
Everybody have a good evening.
Everybody have a good night.